Hello and welcome to day 5. Today I'm barely awake, but here we are. Most mornings I start my day reflecting and my higher self, asking myself, what message needs to come through to me today? It's how I live my day-to-day life. I listen to my body, I listen to my surroundings. I had this vision of Shiva and Shakti. I love Shiva and Shakti. They are just the ultimate lovers. I talked about reflecting and how to discover ourselves deeper. Let's sit for a moment and let the breath find its rhythm. I want to tell you a story. The way a river flows through the bank slowly, faithfully, touching everything that passes. This is a story about love, about the ancient marriage of stillness, and about the kind of union that makes you more of yourself. So in the old story of Shiva and Shakti, they were two currents inside every heart. Shiva is the quiet sky of awareness. He is spacious and unafraid, and Shakti is the living wind, the pulse, the song that moves through the body and the world. When they recognize each other, creation happens. But when they don't remember each other, we call it loneliness. It's the fire and water. This week I was reading Dostoevsky's White Nights and feeling that strange ache. On Dostoevsky's book, the narrator, the dreamer, was walking through the pale hours, the white nights, where it's that in-between hour before the sunrise. He was meeting this girl, and he fell in love with her. Then he watched that love fade away. It pierced me because his longing felt so real. He wanted the truth of love, not just the fantasy of it. He wanted a love that kept the light on, and the world could not quite meet him there. I felt him in my bones. In the way Dostoevsky writes, he gives me palpitations, and just he makes living seem okay. That our suffering is somehow can be romanticized too. I know that open heart, that willingness. I know the tender devastation when love is mistaken for possession, when the conversations become more calculated. The soft animal of the soul is being asked to perform rather than to breathe. Tantra steps into that room of ache and doesn't shy away. Tantra is telling us that don't flee the longing. It is your map. It is your compass. Union is not a cage, but a mirror. Tantra teaches us to come home to the place where Shiva and Shakti kiss inside your chest. See what your hands do. See what your voice says. See what you choose. This is a way of being in love with everything around you. It is devotional and practical all at once. It is a myth that walks around in your day. You feel this love when you're drinking your coffee, when you're writing, when you're looking at the birds. Once there was a woman, perhaps she is me, perhaps she is you. She believed that love would rescue her from herself. that a great door would open from the outside. She tried to perform, she tried to mold herself, dress how others wanted her to, put on a big smile, be softer and stronger, be everything. She learned early that love could be conditional, so she tried to become a condition worth loving. That is how we begin. We perform to be chosen, and we tell ourselves that glory will make us safe, and we forget that glory without gentleness just burns us. One morning, she woke up before the sun and felt the weight of all her masks. It wasn't despair, but it was clarity. She heard the breath move in her chest, and in the pause between inhale and exhale, there was this silence so clean that she could see her reflection in it. That pause was Shiva. Then there was a warmth rising along her belly into her heart, a desire to speak truth, a wish to touch life without bargaining. That movement was Shakti. She realized that she's been searching for a lover to give her what her own inner marriage had been withholding. Awareness without tenderness has made her distant. Awareness without tenderness made her feel lost. She needed both. She needed the sky and the wind to remember each other. This is what Shiva and Shakti wants us to know. Love is not compulsion, and it is also not a conquest. Love is a practice of recognition. I see you as you are, and I soften towards your reality, and I remain loyal to the truth in me. I don't try and vanish myself to keep you comfortable. I do not devour you to keep myself safe. Real union does not demand that we dissolve, it asks that we start to reveal our true selves. Two whole beings meeting in the bright middle, breath to breath, without stealing the other's air. Love grows when we create spaciousness. Sometimes we think union means never being alone again. Tantra teaches us what it means to be in partnership, to be in union. There is solitude inside union that is holy. You will always have yourself, even in the arms of the one you love. Trust that the best lovers are faithful to their own souls, and from that fidelity, they can be faithful to another. If I abandon myself, I will eventually resent you for the rescue you cannot perform. And if you abandon yourself, you will eventually resent me for the freedom I will not surrender. Love asks for steadiness that begins at home. There are several forms of love that I've experienced, but to me, love is neutral. Just like Dostoevsky understood the cost of this awareness, he knew that hope without loneliness curdles into illusion. In his book, White Nights, the dreamer learns that love cannot be forced into permanence by the hunger that wants it. He starts to learn that the feeling itself is the initiation. The ache makes him more awake, and the humility makes him kinder. That way, the world did not meet his love just in the form of his fantasy that he's been wanting. Every longing, yearning, unreturned kiss can still be a blessing if it returns us to the truth. Imagine a courtyard at dawn. Stones are cold. There's a small fountain. You and I sit together and we place our hands on our hearts. We don't ask for love to arrive as a person. We ask for love to reveal itself as a presence. We breathe. In the pause, we feel Shiva patient and vast. In the wave we feel Shakti, warm and alive. We offer the pause to the wave, and the wave to the pause. This is union within ourselves. And from that place, we talk about partnership. Not partnership as a project to be managed, not partnership as a stage to perform, but as a living question. Can I be with you in such a way that your life increases in you? Can I be with you that I can make you even more whole, more in love with life, more in love with yourself? Can you be with me in such a way that I'm not afraid to be true? We often stay in relationships, we stay in friendships that diminishes us. It doesn't nurture us anymore. Why do we abandon ourselves? Can we hold that friction with care? Polarity is not a fight, it is a field. Stillness requires movement to feel alive, and movement requires this stillness to know itself. But when we forget that, we try to control each other. We trade devotion for domination, or we want to be above somebody else. We trade surrender for collapse, and we call it love, but it's just fear. A true union invites discipline and delight at once. Discipline is the steady hand that keeps the cup from spilling. It is the boundary that turns our chaos within us, the dissonance, into music. Delight is the laughter that reminds us that we are here to taste life, to enjoy life, and not just to pass its tests. When discipline and delight start to merge together, you get a love that is both anchored and wild. That is Shiva holding the space while Shakti lights it with 1,000 lamps. That is a conversation where listening is as erotic as touch. That is a home where silence feels safe. So what is love supposed to teach us? It teaches us humility first, because the heart is not a machine. It teaches patience because intimacy reveals itself layer by layer, and each layer asks for presence, not pressure. It teaches courage because to be seen is to risk loss, and to risk loss is to be fully alive. It teaches us devotion because in the end, love is less about how you feel on your best days, but more about how you return when you are tired, when you are frightened, when your old stories knock on the door, asking to be let in. Love teaches reverence for difference. I cannot make you into me and call it union. I cannot make myself into you and call it devotion. The miracle is that your strangeness makes me larger. The mystery is that my boundaries make you softer. We grow not by erasing our edges, but by placing them gently against each other until a new shape appears, one that neither of us could be alone. There is also grief in love, and Tantra doesn't hide this. To love is to consent to endings, to changes, to the sudden quiet after the music stops. The point is not to avoid the sorrow. The point is to let the sorrow cleanse the performance of love until what's left is the core of it, honesty. In that honesty, even heartbreak has this fragrance that is sacred and holy. It purifies our motives. It returns us to simple things: a hand held, a meal shared, the way the afternoon light peaks for 5 minutes, then moves on. If we are here to find deeper love with others, we practice a few simple vows. Vows of presence, that I will not ghost myself when I'm with you. Vows of truth, where I speak kindly. Vows of freedom, that I will not hold you hostage to my fear of losing you. Vows of repair, when we fall, as we will, I will return and try again. Desire is one of the most interesting things that come along with love. We're told to fear it, to control it. We treat it as this wild animal that might wreck our lives. But Tantra teaches this desire as a messenger. It asks, what is the most innocent wish inside this heart? To be seen, to be touched by truth, and to be allowed to sing my real song. Follow desire with awareness, and it will take you to a place where you no longer need to grab, but you're able to receive and give and choose. I do believe in soulmates. I believe in soul recognition. I believe that sometimes a person arrives and your inner Shiva and Shakti stands up like old friends and nod. Like, hey, there you are. It's not just fireworks, it's quiet eyes. And even then, destiny is not a straight road. Devotion is a daily art. If White Nights has taught me anything, it is that love can be real even when it is a belief. And love can be false even when it lasts. The measure is not time, but truth. If you are listening to this in the early morning, maybe with your notebook nearby, I will leave you with a simple practice. Place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Breathe in and feel the belly rise. That is Shakti, alive and generous. When you breathe out, feel the chest soften. The mind becomes spacious. That is Shiva, calm and aware. Whisper to yourself, I welcome both. Whisper to your future lover or the lover inside of you, I will meet you from this place. If you do this often, you will notice that your choices change. You will see things more clearly. Your no will be kinder, your longing will be less frantic and more clear. This is the love story that I carry, and it is a practice. Two currents meeting again and again, within and between, until the whole life becomes this sanctuary in motion. In this way, partnership becomes a spiritual path that elevates you, not stagnates you or keeps you down. It becomes a spiritual path that does not leave life behind. It brings life home. It lets the dishes and the deadlines and all of the chores, turns it into a kiss. It turns listening into worship. It turns any disagreement into the sound of two truths trying to find a bridge. If the world could not always meet the love of the dreamer in White Nights, perhaps it's because the world is still learning these arts. Maybe we are the generation that teaches them how to love. Perhaps you and I will be the quiet lineage that brings a different kind of union into the room, where we can be ourselves, one that does not make a god of romance and then blame it when it doesn't work out. One that honors humans and invites the divine to sit with us while we work it out. Shiva and Shakti are here in our breath, in our attention, in your willingness to tell the truth gently. Let the sky and the wind remember each other in you. Then go meet the world from that union. Let love make you larger, not smaller. Let partnerships become the yoga that keeps you awake. And let every morning be a new beginning. And when you forget, let every evening be a tender return. Step through with me. Just breathe, listen. Let the oldest marriage on earth, a meeting of stillness and motion, make a home in your heart. I love you, and I hope you have a fantastic Friday. I honor you. I'm going to write down our morning reflections down on the show notes, but if you can go visit the full writing of how to journal like a philosopher, how to go deeper within ourselves. Writing is one of the best ways that you can get to know yourself better. And through that clarity, you get to know yourself a lot more precise. It will be on my Substack, and I hope you enjoy this transmission today. Sometimes my guides, my higher self likes to kind of write in poetic verses. Sometimes it's hard to contemplate on, but they're very deep most of the time. I'm just going to be sharing some frequencies with you. Whatever you need today, receive it with an open mind, an open heart. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow.